Ahoy and welcome back once again to I Like Watches. It looks like the trend of sand dune effect dials is just going to go from strength to strength throughout 2024 because this particular brand, well, they already made some of the best watches available on AliExpress, but they've now started to remake some of their watches with sand dune effect dials. I think this is probably the best watch they've ever made. And yeah, with this dial, it is gorgeous. The other watch that they've sent me, which I'm going to show you in this video, yeah, I'm not too sure about this one. I'll show you both watches and you can let me know in the comments section. Right, I'm going to kick things off by showing you the one I like the most. This is the PX1697. There is an AliExpress sale on at the moment, and I've just checked out with this watch, and I can pick it up for $205 US, which I think is pretty good when you factor in the build quality, the specifications, the movement, but also this is a new release. So yeah, I think it's a well discounted, well priced watch. I've said already, I think this is probably the best watch they've made to date. I reviewed the original one. It's got sort of Christopher Ward hints to it, hasn't it? Really, really nice looking watch. I like monochrome watches, black bezel, white dial, the fact that it's got that sort of sand dune, or I guess you could call this one a sort of glacier dial. It's not really sand dune, is it? It's not the right colour. But anyway, it's got that sort of ripply dial, and yeah, I really like it. Really, really like it. Gorgeous profile to this watch as well. Love the curves on the case. The finishing looks good. A mix of brushed and polished finishing. Nice slender bezel as well. It is a ceramic bezel, and I just think that sort of sets the watch off very, very nicely. That sort of slender, thin bezel insert. Beautiful hands as well. Capped second hand, which we see a lot from Proxima. I really, really like that as well because it sort of sets the dial off. Gives the watch that sort of premium look, that premium finish to the dial. The hands also have a mix of brushed and polished finishing. The applied indices look nicely done. The print is nicely done. It's just a good looking watch, isn't it? Beautiful piece of crystal on this watch as well, isn't it? Sort of vintage inspired. It is sapphire crystal. It sits above the bezel. It's a sort of boxed, double domed crystal, strong AR coating. The blue hue on this crystal, it's almost too strong. I think I've actually complained in the past about their crystals having, well, just very, very strong AR coating, and in certain lighting conditions, I wouldn't say it ruins the look of the watch, but it's almost too obvious, isn't it? But I shouldn't complain about it because, well, it's better than having no AR coating, isn't it? The lume on their watches is generally good as well. It's always above average. I'll show you the lume degrading on both of these watches at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around for that. Now, something else they've done which I really, really do need to point out, the clasp. It looks very much like the clasp that San Martin have been using for a little while. It's got the on-the-fly adjustment system. It seems to be exactly the same as the San Martin one, and the action is very, very nice. Really smooth, really crisp clicks. Yeah, fantastic. Unbranded though, and the crown is also unbranded, so a minor complaint, shortage of branding on this watch, although I am pleased to see they've stopped using the unicorn logo on the dial. I wasn't a fan of that. You've just got Proxima on the dial, which looks much, much better. Really cool double-ended spring bars as well. Really big sort of notches or little knobs on those spring bars, which I like. Decent end link fit, decent construction, 316L stainless steel, solid end links, solid links, screw pins, milled clasp. I mean, yeah, it's built beautifully well, isn't it? Great specifications, great build quality, great materials. PT5000 beating at 28,800 beats per hour, hacks and hand winds. Some people love that movement, some people not so keen. It's affordable though, isn't it? Oh, there is some branding on the case back, of course, along with a few specifications. Screw down case back, screw down crown, 200 meters of water resistance. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think of this watch in the comments section. Right, let's move on to the other one, which, yeah, I'm not quite as enthusiastic about. And it's really just the colour of the dial and the colour of the lume on the hands and in the applied indices. They've sort of gone for a sand dune dial effect, I think, but it's more of a sort of burnt orangey brown colour, isn't it? I don't think they've quite got the colouring right, although the shading on this particular dial is really, really good. Those sort of waves have light and dark shading, which I really, really like. I think I would have preferred to have seen the Lume on the hands and in the applied indices to not be sort of colour matched. I think they've tried to sort of colour match it to some degree, and it just doesn't quite work. But don't fret, because they have made a second colour option with a white dial, and they've colour matched the Lume in the applied indices and on the hands on that particular watch. So yeah, if you are interested in this watch, I think that would be the one to go for. But of course, they've sent me this one to show you, which I understand because the other one had a white dial. I love the watch though. Love, love, love this watch. It's obviously not a dive watch. It's more of a sort of everyday all stainless steel sports watch, isn't it? Huge polished bezel on this watch, which I don't mind at all. There's obviously a sort of Rolex look and feel to this watch, and I don't think there's anything else to really complain about other than the colour that they've used on the dial and yeah, on the hands and in the applied indices. The case is lovely, really, really nice. Again, a mix of brushed and polished finishing. This one has fully polished sides, brushing on top of the case, longitudinal, matches well with the bracelet, although the bracelet brushing perhaps a little bit more coarse. Female end links like the other watch, very, very similar if not identical bracelet and clasp. So again, you do get the on-the-fly adjustment system with this bracelet. Solid end links, screw pins, solid links, all the good stuff. Quite a different case back. You'd need a different tool to undo this particular case back. Again, it's a sort of Rolex style case back, isn't it? Again, PT5000 in this watch, and I've just checked out, and this one is even cheaper, and pre-tax is $159 US. Now of course they are offering this watch with a white dial and white hands and applied indices, so if you were tempted to pick up this watch, and I wouldn't blame you if you were, because I think the price is incredible, the movement's good, the build quality is amazing. I just love the look of this watch. I just would get it with the white dial and the white Lume. I know that's a bit boring, but I just think they've missed the mark with the other one, sadly. But yeah, I'm still really, really pleased they've added these two watches to their lineups. Yeah, long may it continue, to be honest. I like these dials, and I'd like to see more watches with dials like this on them. Let's hope this trend continues throughout 2024. Right, here is the Lume degrading. Let me know what you think of these watches in the comments section, and don't forget guys, links in the video description. Please like, subscribe, and yeah, hit that bell notifications icon so you don't miss out on future uploads. Right, enjoy the rest of your week. Cheers guys.